Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Rich from ReviewTechUSA just absolutely demolished Pat The NES Punk.
Smash JT.
Now, I do plan on doing more gaming videos as well, and if this isn't your cup of tea, there's the exit. For this video, I'm going to be talking about Pat The NES Punk and Ian Ferguson once again because Rich from ReviewTechUSA just made a fantastic video absolutely destroying any credibility that these guys have. Now, I've been saying it for a while, but my voice isn't nearly as large as Rich's, so it doesn't really reach the audience. And, oh, by the way, which I've mentioned in the past too, when it's a smaller channel, people tend to dismiss it, that you're just clout chasing, that you're just talking about these people just so you get attention. Oh, that's funny, because that's literally what Pat and Ian are doing when they're clout chasing Rich from ReviewTechUSA, who got very successful on his channel, having, what's he got, almost 1 million subscribers now, and they're making a podcast pissing on him because Rich had another podcast with CEO Tommy Tallarico from Intellivision, just asking questions about it. And yeah, maybe some of them were softball questions, and yeah, maybe it wasn't that intense. But like I've said in many videos before, if you don't like it, guess who's there to answer questions for you? Tommy! In fact, he's not just there to answer questions, but he is welcoming you up to his house to play this in person, to go to Intellivision headquarters. And Pat and Ian have no excuse because they're in San Diego and I am in San Diego. And I went straight up there the second I heard about this. It was like an 1.5-hour drive, not even, to Tommy's house. And I got to play it. It was amazing. And I liked it. Was it perfect? No, but it's the Intellivision Amico. It's not going to be perfect. It's a brand new product. That's the thing that I can't believe that isn't through these guys' heads. They want it to fail. They want it to be the Coleco Chameleon all over again. And like Rich said in his video, it's not that. It's not crowdfunded. This is something that is being built by a company by their own two hands and financially backed by backers and investors and Tommy Tallarico putting the money together for this because it's his passion. And that's what I learned when I went up to Tommy's house, that this isn't a, oh, let's cash grab in the video game market thing, because if there's anything people should know by now, that is not really a market you want to try to get into. It's very vicious, it's aggressive, it's cutthroat, and holy crap, trying to break in with the big three pushing their weight around. At this point in the mature industry, it's not an easy thing. And that's why I look at the Intellivision Amico as the underdog. And maybe it has a chance. Maybe there's stuff that still hasn't been announced yet. Maybe, oh, I don't know, it takes a little while to work the kinks out. All I'm saying is give the thing a chance. And you guys can't wait to attack it every second of every day because you don't like specific features of it that, oh, by the way, you never even went to go see yourselves and you're complaining about it and it hurts my head to try to explain this. How many times do we have to say it? Pat and Ian, you're wrong. Is the Intellivision Amico going to be successful? I don't know. But hammering on a product before it comes out is just childish, it's disrespectful, it's not necessary. Like, I get it if it's something that's fraudulent, if it's a scam, if it's shady, plenty of those exist. That's not the Intellivision Amico. So taking that perspective and applying it to this is just making you out to be a fraud. You guys are fraudulent, hammering home how much you hate this thing without actually playing it when the offer's on the table. Rich said in his video that he had an issue with Ian Ferguson, but he left it at a cliffhanger. He never actually explained it. Hopefully he'll either do a follow-up video or talk about it on Twitter. I'm very interested to hear what the beef is with Ian and Rich. But Ian seems to have beefs with a lot of people. Anybody who so much as disagrees with his opinions. That's the thing. Like, Rich and I have had plenty of disagreements, and we will in the future. But the thing with Rich is, you can talk to him. You can share your opinion, and he'll share it back with you. And oh, you look at that, it's a conversation, and it progresses, and you both hopefully are in a better place at the end of the day. Not always, but at least you're open to hearing other perspectives. You're open to the ideas that maybe you might not be right about this. Maybe someone else might know something else or have a different perspective that you didn't even comprehend in the first place or come to mind, and it changes your entire perspective. It's possible. ReviewTech Rich just made a basically a response video to the CUP podcast, or CU podcast, saying how he is not a shill for the Amico and he's wearing his Intellivision Amico apparel. I don't know who would ever do that in a video, but he was doing it. And he was like, look, Tommy gave this to me and he didn't pay me. So if getting a sweatshirt and a hat and a coffee cup is payment for basically shilling a device for a bunch of videos, then man, Rich is a pretty easy person to buy. But I think we all know a little bit better than that, and of course I'm being facetious. Tommy gave me this shirt when I met him in person, when I don't know, took him up on the offer to go take a look at this machine. The one thing that everybody has been nailing Pat and Ian for, when they go dare attack anybody who says anything nice about the Amico Intellivision, they just call him a shill and brush him off because they feel like the Intellivision Amico is not worth anybody's time. Why is it not worth anyone's time? Because they don't like it. Why do they not like it? Because they want it to fail. They want it to be another Coleco Chameleon. I have said this in like 4 videos previously. They are just angry man children that sit in a basement making hate videos all the time, and when people dare question them, they send their rabid fans of sheep against them, which, by the way, the only reason they have those fans is because Pat happened to meet James Rolfe from Cinemassacre, the angry video game nerd, and basically by association got popular. Not because Pat is talented. Yes, he did make a couple of entertaining review videos back in the day, and I actually enjoyed them. I mean, being impartial about all this, he made some pretty decent videos. Enough for hundreds of thousands of subscribers though? No. No, if you want to defend Pat and saying he makes excellent videos, by all means. But holy crap, that means you do not pay attention to YouTube if you think Pat deserves those subscribers, because he doesn't. And I'm not here to cancel Pat, by the way, because to each their own, and however you get to where you are, more props to you, but at the same time, it's also free game to exclaim to people or explain to them why you got there, how you got there, and how ultimately you're a fraud. You didn't work for it. You got there because of association. And yeah, it happens all the time on YouTube. That's what YouTube's foundation is built upon. Get with people who are popular, and by association, you too will get subscribers and become popular. It happened with the Screenwave Mafia clique. It happens with the Metal Jesus crew. It happens with everyone with Cinemassacre. It happens everywhere. And again, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying some people that get propped up by these other big YouTubers don't always necessarily deserve it. And yeah, some people do come to mind, but I'm not going to be pointing fingers at all of them for this video. It's really just to exclaim how happy I was with that video from Rich, railing on Pat and Ian, giving them their just desserts. Is that what it is? Just deserves? Look, Pat and Ian have had this coming for a very long time. They've been ignorant to the facts. They've disregarded everything people have been trying to tell them about the positives of this Amico Intellivision, and they've ignored Tommy Tallarico's multiple attempts at trying to get them to drive up and see this in person, to actually make an assessment, to be able to play it, hold it, and feel it, and give reasons behind why they don't like it after they've actually played on the console. Which, by the way, is what I did, and I had a slew of complaints and frustrations and concerns about this thing prior to going up to see Tommy and actually holding this in my hands. And I made videos, plenty of videos. I'm not going to go through and say all the same stuff I've already said. You want to check my backlog of everything I've talked about, why I'm praising the Amico, be my guest. But at the same time, just like Rich said, that doesn't mean this thing is a guaranteed hit. There are tons of pitfalls that it needs to avoid. There are still plenty of concerns that I have going into it, as with any new console launch, as with any new electronic, any new device, any new invention. Anything new to the market is never guaranteed to be successful, especially when you're the underdog and the whole industry's already been created around you. You are going to be fighting for your life every step of the way. So no, do I think the Amico will definitely be guaranteed a hit? Absolutely not. But do I have one pre-ordered? Yes. And am I excited for it? Yes. And am I hopeful that some of these games are going to surprise me? That there might actually be something about this console that just wows people. There's something about it that people just have to get their hands on. The it item, the Mario for Nintendo, the Sonic for Sega, the Master Chief for Xbox, the Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation. I mean, you name it, it's happened plenty of times in the past. My point being here, give the thing a shot. I mean, you're taking this thing out back and killing it before it even comes to market, before most of the stuff for it has even been announced. And we got Pat and Ian not just railing on Tommy now, but now they're moving on to past beefs that they've had with Rich from ReviewTech, which is hysterical because they refuse to talk about me because they don't want to give me any attention because I'm a smaller channel. But they'll talk about Rich when he interviews Tommy because he's already big. He's way bigger than Pat and Ian. So in a way, Pat and Ian are using Rich to clout chase. Who'd have thought? The same people that say they do not want to give attention to smaller channels that are railing on them are doing the same thing to bigger channels so that people pay attention to them. It's absolutely hysterical. And when it comes to YouTube, it's something that I pointed out to the people that let me know this video came out, even though I hit the bell for Rich and saw it immediately and started watching it right away. But people were like, oh, what do you think about this? Are Pat and Ian done for? No, they're definitely not done for, because I've learned when it comes to YouTube that anything, any kind of attention is good. And when your channel is basically on its last legs, which is what Pat and Ian and the CU podcast is, they will reach and grab and claw at anything for attention, even if it's bad press, even if it's negative, just to get people talking about them. And guess what? It worked, because here I am talking about it. Rich was just talking about it. Plenty of other channels, if you just search Pat and Ian, CU Podcast, Intellivision Amico, you'll see a slew of people basically destroying them for their pathetic attempts at holding an opinion of zero value when they refuse to look at the console in person, when they refuse to hold it in their hands, when they refuse the reality that is a new device coming to the market and they don't want to accept it, that it could potentially be something good. Why the hate? Why would you hate on something that doesn't even exist yet in reality? Like, wait for it. Maybe it's something that's good. Maybe there'll be something that surprises you. Just to crap on something before it even comes out is just, it's beyond childish, it's pathetic, and honestly, it shouldn't surprise me when it comes to Pat and Ian, based off of how they've held opinions in the past. We'll go back to Diablo Immortal, we'll go back to a slew of other different attempts at being aggressive and shock jocks. They fail every time. They are clout chasers. That's what they want to survive. It's just people to pay attention to them based off of them shit-talking someone else because they don't have any talent themselves. That's the reality. And you know what? I'm tired of sugarcoating it. People said I've been too harsh on Pat and Ian in the past. Like, no, you know what? These guys, they want people to ask them to make sure it's okay to post a video talking about them first before people do it. But yet they'll go on, they'll rail on Rich from ReviewTech, they'll rail on any company in the world, they'll rail on any YouTuber that they want to. I mean, look at the Pro Jared stuff. They have no boundaries when it comes to who they talk about. But if anyone dares talk about them, oh boy, it's you are in the wrong automatically. And these sheep fall for it every time. It blows my mind. Hopefully, this is a turning point for everybody to see the reality and open their eyes to what actually is happening out there. With YouTube and how it works, infamy is the same as famous. Like, it doesn't matter how you get there, it doesn't matter who you know and who got you there, and how you keep getting the attention. That's clearly something Pat and Ian have learned. They are a pathetic excuse for YouTubers, and honestly, I hope people start seeing it for what they really are. Anyways, I'm gonna leave the video right there. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.